I am a kite, and this is my story. When the kite maker made me ready, I looked at myself in the mirror. I had vibrant colors all over me. There was green, blue, red, and dashing pink. Oh, I love my new look. There is a nice bridle on top. Oh, I think this is going to help me glide better. He stretched my arms to a particular angle. I would need more wind to fly effortlessly. When I was all set and ready, I was put up for sale in the nearby toy shop. Logical Toy Shop. A lot of curious kids from the neighborhood visits the shop every day, and I was waiting for my turn that one kid would buy me. And that day dawned. This kid from neighborhood, Ranganath Raghavan, the topper in his class, an athlete, his parents were doctors, and he was the best kid in the neighborhood. He pointed his fingers at me and he urged his mom to buy me. Ranga, buy me, buy me. I was screaming from the corner. Gladly, his mom bought me. Together, we three went to Ranga's home. He took me in his hands, carefully examined me, and he told me, "You will be airborne tomorrow." I was waiting for the moment. The next day morning, Ranga took me to the terrace and put me on the floor. He quickly went down to grab something. Oh, I couldn't wait. I was just wiggling and pushing myself around the terrace, but I couldn't fly. I needed someone's help. I needed that push up in the air. I was waiting for Ranga to return. And Ranga came back with a long piece of thread. He tied one end at my back and he firmly held the other in his hand. He took me in both hands. He paced on the terrace and finally tucked me up in the air. And I was airborne in few seconds. I was gliding my way happily in air. "Ranga, Ranga, lift me more, lift me more." I was screaming from the top. "Ranga, let us go there, that tall building." The building said, "Club XCOM Roll." "Ranga, Ranga, push me there, push me there." Ranga released meters of thread slowly and steadily. And he said, "Hey, you would need this meter, a meter of trust, integrity, teamwork, be a team leader." I was gliding my way through that 7-story building one by one. Floor 1 to floor 7, and I was happily gliding on top of the terrace. "Ranga, Ranga, that tree, the green one, the tall one," that said area director. "Oh, you would need more energy for that. Here, take some patience, integrity, trust, delegation." And I was gliding through that green tree happily. The good times didn't last long. I was stuck in the power cables. Ranga was pushing me, pulling me, and I was struggling myself to get away from the power cables. The thread broke. Ranga was disappointed, and I was hanging there in the power cables, unable to move. In few months, Ranga's parents decided to relocate to America, but I was left all alone in that power cable, hanging around. A few months later, a strong wind blew me and I got rid from the power cables. I slowly moved around and fell on the grounds of Poyas garden. Few kids in the neighborhood were playing, and one kid, bubbly, chubby, and full of life, came running to me. "Hey, hey, kite, kite!" He picked me up, dusted me, and I saw the glee in his eyes. He put me beside in his BMW car, and his dad drove us to the nearby playground. When we were there, I was excited to see so many colorful kites flying high in the clear blue sky. He carefully tied me to a thread. He had a long one indeed. He held firmly on the other side. He paced in the ground and tucked me up in the air, and I was flying all over again, happily and steadily. Because this was a playground, there were no hindrances anywhere around, and I was flying like this every single day for the next 7 years. That was the routine. Through the years, I have taken more wind, and I was taking more gliding lessons because I was anchored by one of the best kids in town, Sastaram. When Sasta released the thread again, one by one, I slowly and steadily gained confidence in speaking and leadership, and the gliding was more enjoyable. It was summer vacation, and Sasta was joined by his new friend. He had come all the way from God's own country, Jayan Narayan. Jayan is a curious kid, a creator. Now Jayan and Sasta had a bet. Who will fly me to the highest point? And they started creating a special recipe called manja. They slowly crushed tube light, added it with powdered maida, made it to a paste, and slowly induced it to the thread. And I was sharpening my skills as a speaker and a leader. And I was able to cut through every single kite that came in my place, from club contest, area, division, and there I was on the district stage, basking on the glory right beneath the sun, when a huge wind from Virudhunagar blew me away, and I fell down. The vacations got over, and it was time. Jayan had to return back to his place, which was 360 kilometers away from that place. Sasta stopped this hobby and picked up a new hobby as a beekeeper, a bumblebee to be precise. All through my story, I have only come to realize that my kite flyers have held a thread not away but closer to them that helped me fly high. You are ready to fly a kite, aren't you? Toastmaster.